It's that time of year again. E3 is upon us.
Kind of.
But we didn't manage to get that part finished yet, so hang tight, that's going to be on tomorrow. Hey folks, I'm Shygrim, and this is the Screen Cap. Well, let's just get this one out of the way. I want to stress that this is just a rumor, but even still, if this is true, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so Overwatch 2 is possibly in development. This info comes from Kotaku, who was told by an anonymous source. So it's total BS. But, you know, maybe Blizzard is like, oh, we can't fix that. Overwatch is dead. Let's make Overwatch 2. There isn't much else to say, to be honest. The only thing that would be new in this Overwatch is a PvE mode that's similar to Left 4 Dead, I guess. Maybe the Overwatch team is having a midlife crisis or something. Maybe Jeff's hitting one too many dabberonis or... Either way, I have no idea why they wouldn't just put all this new content into regular Overwatch. Maybe it's a new engine. I don't know. It took them a while to make the first one, so I don't know why they wouldn't just use the same engine, but I mean, they're just gonna have 2 dying games if they make another one, so maybe if they added some interesting gameplay to Overwatch, it wouldn't be in such a sorry state. I'd love a really cool PvE mode, just not as short as the ones they've released in the past, because those are too short. And let's get back to that Google Stadia news we didn't talk about much in the last episode. Google's given the world information regarding their new game streaming service, Stadia. What the service does is stream PC games to your Chrome browser, Chromecast Ultra, or even your Pixel devices. Eventually it's going to be all phones, but at least it's Pixels for now. Wow. Imagine how much RAM Chrome's going to be using now. Stadia is going to be launching sometime in November of this year in the US, UK, and Canada, as well as 11 other areas. You can pre-order the Founders Edition for $130, which includes a hardware starter kit along with 3 months of the Pro service, which I'll go over in a minute. The hardware starter kit includes a Chromecast Ultra and a limited edition dark blue controller. Each of those items cost around $70 on their own, so it seems like a pretty decent deal. It's $10 off if you're interested in getting Stadia anyways. You'll also get a jump start on choosing your username, which I feel is actually kind of a cool feature, as well as 3 months of Stadia Pro, not just for you, but also for your friend. So you can invite other people and say, hey, join this service. I have an invite a friend code. However, they're not really calling this a subscription service, because Google is saying that the only game included with Stadia currently is Destiny 2, and the rest of Stadia will act sort of as a digital marketplace similar to Steam or the Epic Game Store. So essentially, when you buy a game on Stadia, you can stream it on Stadia for free at 1080p 60 FPS. And if you have Stadia Pro, which is the subscription, you know, you get access to a few games, but you don't get the whole library. It's going to be more feature packed. You can get 4K, you know, HDR surround, like all this other stuff. But you get a couple games with it as well. So if you want to do 4K, you got to do this, the $9.99 a month. And then if you want to do 1080p at 60, it's free. And so you don't have to buy a console, you can just buy a $60 game and play it on Stadia. And if it works, great. That's actually a really cool thing. We're gonna put up a short list real quick of the games currently confirmed for Google Stadia. A lot of AAA stuff, you know, kind of be expected, but you know, there's probably a couple ones there that you would be interested in. We talked about this briefly a bit ago, but the remake we've all been waiting for, or at least the one Jebs has been waiting for, has finally now been confirmed. The original Destroy All Humans released back in 2005 and was about an alien nicknamed Crypto trying to take over Earth to harvest human DNA so that he's able to clone more of his own kind. I don't know how that works, but okay.
Now he's here to market his cryptocurrency.
Get out! Wow, he's really leaving. This game had a great sense of humor and really played off all of the alien stereotypes really well, and it was just kind of an overall extremely fun game to play. You can explore an open world set in 1959 and pretty much do anything from completely incinerating people to abducting cows, I guess. THQ Nordic released a trailer recently, and it reminds me a lot of the original game's absurd and overall silly humor. Also, the trailer is set to Ramstein, so it gets bonus points. Sadly, there is no official release date, but they did tell us that it would be released sometime in 2020 for PC, PS4, Xbox One. What? No Switch? It's not legal to get away with that. Hey, it's been a while since we've talked about Fortnite, huh? That's kind of weird. As you know, Fortnite gets a lot of updates and a lot of new items pretty often. Some items are more impactful than others, but it seems that maybe this new item is a bit too impactful on the game. You may already know what I'm talking about, the Storm Flip. It's a grenade that when you throw it, it'll kind of flip the area. If it explodes in an area where a storm is present, then it'll create an expanding safe area for players, but if the area is already safe, then it'll create an expanding stormy area. It sounds simple and useful, and this seems very useful against campers and such, but in practice, it's pretty messy. be. There's a clip here that shows what happens if you throw it near the end of the game when the storm is closing in. You cannot at all make out what areas are safe or dangerous. There's many other clips pretty similar to this, and also the fact that just one day after it was released, Epic had to disable it in the World Cup and Arena mode. The fact that players who are playing in the World Cup are getting this confused by this item really shows how sloppy this release was. Hopefully they fix it or remove it. They'll probably vault it and make a big deal out of it when they bring it back. That's the Fortnite way. Oh, this is too powerful. Let's just get rid of it and then put it back in the game. It's been over 7 months, over a 7th month wait for Fallout 76 Collector's Edition owners to finally get the canvas bags they were promised. Players who purchased this edition were promised some nice looking canvas bags along with some other exclusive items, but once those players received their Collector's Editions, no canvas bags were to be found, but instead there was these cheap, insanely gross looking nylon bags. After a huge, amount of backlash from the community, Bethesda was like, okay, we'll make your bags. However, that didn't work out so well either, because when players gave customer support their personal info to receive the replacement bags, all of that info was accidentally public. Oops! People's names, phone numbers, and addresses were leaked. So yeah, I don't know how you managed to mess that one up, Bethesda, but I mean, they're kind of known for bugs, so I guess that makes sense. How do you mess up a canvas bag so hard that you leak people's personal info? I can't, okay, whatever. It's Bethesda. They've kind of been on a downward spiral recently. Put the downward spiral clip. But finally, Bethesda has given an update about the status of these bags. They say that the replacement canvas bags will be shipping out next week, just in time for E3. So let's hope that they're actually made of canvas this time. If they mess this one up again, I don't think Bethesda will ever hear the end of it. Well, that's gonna do it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna be having some E3 discussion, and then we'll catch you updated with the Nintendo Direct that's coming on the 11th. That eventually we will have an episode out Thursday about that one. But yeah, that's it for today. Go check out some other videos. Subscribe if you want. Toodles. I gotta go.